Hi everyone, welcome to the third video in this series for World Language Assessment 101. In this video, you'll learn how to write TEKS-Aligned summative assessment prompts. Let's get started. Some teachers have a curriculum that spells out the summative assessment prompts for each unit of study, and some do not. If you don't have a curriculum with summative unit assessment prompts, don't worry, you can create your own. Either way, knowing where the prompt comes from and how to write one yourself will help you assess students better. The first step in writing a TEKS-Aligned summative assessment prompt is to write down the desired results for your course. So, if I'm teaching Level 2, that means I would go to my TEKS, find the desired results for communication, and write them down. For Level 2, students should reach Novice High to Intermediate Low. For ASL, logographic languages, and Latin, your TEKS have slightly different proficiency levels, so you'll need to check your TEKS for that. The second step is to find the student expectations you want to assess for each mode of communication. Let's start with interpersonal communication. I go to the page in the TEKS for interpersonal mode, and I choose one or more of the student expectations, or SEs. For a Level 2 course unit on families and communities, I want students to be able to do Student Expectation A. Ask and respond. To questions. About everyday life, with simple elaboration, in a spoken conversation. Now I have the beginning of my assessment prompt. However, I'm going to modify it to add context and make it more specific. Notice that the student expectation says about everyday life. That's not specific enough for an assessment prompt, so I need to remove that and add the unit context in its place. So I'm going to write, ask and answer questions about my family. With simple elaboration in a spoken conversation. That sounds more student-friendly. However, there's some more information I'd like to add to make sure that students give me Level 2 language instead of staying in their comfort zone from Level 1. I'm going to add to the prompt some wording from the knowledge and skills statement, which is at the top of the column on the TEKS page. It says that students should use a mixture of short statements and sentences. So I'm going to add this to the end of my summative assessment prompt. Now it is ready. 2.1a, Novice High to Intermediate Low. I can ask and answer questions about my family with simple elaboration using a mixture of short statements and sentences in a spoken conversation. There we go. Now we have a TEKS-Aligned summative prompt. You might be wondering, aren't there 2 more modes of communication? Yes, there are. To write prompts for interpretive and presentational modes, follow the same process. Start with the student expectation, add context and text type, phrases, sentences, etc. In conclusion, instead of giving a multiple choice or a fill-in-the-blank test at the end of your unit where students demonstrate knowledge of vocabulary and grammar, you will ask students to perform the TEKS. For our interpersonal assessment, students will record their conversations in pairs. Then it's up to the teacher to grade it to see if it meets the performance level of novice high to intermediate low. We'll explore how to grade in our next video.